Hi, welcome to Why That's Now. Thanks for joining me. We really are on part 3 today for your toggle or boggle part 3. And this has to do with the healing wheel that I've been talking about for 2 videos. This will be the 3rd video. Today I'm going to walk you through how to look for and set up your own healing wheel. So you'll need a piece of paper and pencil, or however you want to set it up. Maybe just make some notes and then go back later and put that together, put that tool together. It's going to be an ongoing tool. You won't use it today only. Today is just to help you have instruction on how to set it up. As you can tell, I'm in a different location. I am on a vacation trip to see some really good friends of mine in California. I am by the Pacific Ocean, so it doesn't get much better than that for me. I'm definitely a beach girl. So I just got back from a beautiful long walk along the coast, and so came back. That is also part of my healing wheel because I am very grateful for that opportunity to be able to be by the ocean and be around God's creation, because it was spectacular day to day, especially after all the rain the western coast has had here in the United States. Nuts. So today our title is to toggle, not boggle, with the healing wheel. And so what I want you to do is think about, is there a moment in your day where you could pause and breathe and think about what you're thinking about? Think about what your emotions are for that day, how you're investing your time for that day. What does that look like? What will you see when you do this? Can you say, I see in this moment where I am, where I'm going, part of the big picture, even though I have all the small moments during the day that lead me into my big picture and with what God has planned for you. If you are not able to do that, then this is where I'm encouraging you today to take that moment and identify that. I mean, it's easy for us to go, oh man, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm frustrated. But why? Why are you? Is it because you're too busy? Is it because you're not focused? Is it because other people have put things on your plate, which is also a video I did about a year ago on what is on your plate. So, take a moment to identify that. It's okay to not be okay, because the only way that you can move through that and stop feeling what you're feeling is to identify what those emotions are. They are what they are. But then also take that and think about, okay, what do I need to do to change that? What is it that's unhealthy about where I am right now? I am bogged down. I can't see the big picture. So I need to toggle back to something simple, smoother. Think about where you are instead of rushing on to the next thing on your to-do list. Because even sometimes those seemingly, but I'm going to help with my kids' school today. I'm going to go take a meal to a friend. I have ministry work I'm going to do. I have service work in the community I'm going to do. I'm going to make the house look beautiful for when my husband or my family or friends come over. And those are all good things. So you have to decide in that, what is that doing to your emotional level, to your feelings? Are you still spending time in your healing wheel of, if you're tired, can you still have gratitude? If you're tired, do you have resentment because you're tired because there's too much you're trying to do? Why are you trying to do that? How can you change those things that you don't need to do? So today I wanted you to work on your healing wheel. And I showed it to you briefly the other day in one of my other videos, but the middle of your wheel, it's like a bicycle wheel, the middle says healing, right in the middle round part. And then the spokes that come off of that, I encourage you to rotate each spoke between an unhealthy emotion or feeling and a healthy emotion or feeling. Emotions and feelings are not the same. And as you'll work through this and pay attention to it, you will understand it better. So on my wheel, I rotated, I have gratitude, and then anger, forgiveness, resentment, peace, guilt, and fear. So those, and it can change. You could have a second wheel that you're working on. Do not go past 2 wheels because then it gets very overwhelming. I encourage you to write it down. Choose one spoke. Write it down. The reason for your feelings, the areas that the feelings come from, how it's bogging you down. Toggle over to your healthy emotion that you can be thinking about, practicing, so it will rebuke that angry, resentment, unforgiveness emotion, so that you can take those steps and understand that behavior and the effect that it's having on an unhealthy emotion. Because we don't want to spend our lives bogged down, and we don't want to spend our lives frustrated, because we have, a new thing that God is always wanting to do for you. And there's a new song out. I don't know who does it. You guys, you can look it up. But it's part of the lyrics says, "If it's not good, God's not done." And I say that to myself a lot, because sometimes we do this, and this is why this channel is called Why This Now, because sometimes we go, why is this happening now? I've done everything. Sometimes you've done everything you think you should do, but it's the time you have to breathe and you have to pause. And that's what I was talking about when I injured my tailbone. It could be anything that causes you to pause and reflect and think about, why is this happening now? And we can't use the, I'm a good person, because, really, no. In your own thoughts, you're not. But God makes us good. And he's not done with us yet. So yay for that. And then there's a couple verses that I wanted you to look up to, because God promises a plan for us. He promises the ways for us. He promises that, even though we plan our days, and we plan our to-do list, and we plan what we're going to do next week, next month, next year, 5 years, whatever it is, God's going to order those steps. And I talked about that in the last video, and I gave you the scripture reference for that. So a couple scripture references today. The Psalms. You go to your Bible, open it right to the middle. That's where your Psalms are. Chapter 33, verse 14. And you rest in the truth about the big picture, the plan that he has for you. You run your own race. God has set that race for you. It's only for you. It's not for anyone else to run it for you. It is for you, because you will have the prize at the end of that race. So with reference to those, you go to Hebrews 2, chapter 2. It's in the New Testament towards the end, verses 12 through 14. And then Hebrews 11, verse 40. Take the time to go look those up. Even if you're new to the Bible, truth is always truth. And I try to give verses in here that will be in context to what we're talking about. And if you have trouble discerning that, read before and after the verse location that I give you. And sometimes it'll give you that little background that will help you with that too. That's a little scripture reading tip. So just to finish up on that, I have a funny short story, kind of short. When my kids were little, it was really big to collect baseball cards, right? When I was young, it was big to collect baseball cards. And so we gave baseball cards to the kids and that whole thing. Well, they were too young to have bikes yet. But they had the baseball cards because, we're playing with them and tell them about the baseball players, and they weren't riding bikes yet. But I had a ceiling fan, or a oscillating fan, on the dresser next to my older son's crib. And he was still in it. He was kind of transitioning out, but it was nap time. And I didn't know he had a baseball card with him. And when I put him down for his nap, or it was in the crib, or I don't know, something. So he's upstairs, and it was all open hallway upstairs, and then the downstairs was where I was. And so he's up, and his bedroom door is open. He's supposed to be laying down for his nap. Took this baseball card, and the fan was on, and he sticks it in the fan, and I hear that tick, 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 tick sound. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, stop that. Put that baseball card away. And he said, "You can't see me?" No, but I knew what that sound was. And all that to say is, when you make your wheel, you can pretend that each of those feelings are a baseball card, and they're going to be in that sprocket going around, all those spokes going around your wheel. And you can move them. You can take them on, you can take them off, you can work through them, make the list, take them off your list, put a new one on your spokes on your healing wheel. So I hope you enjoyed that little mama story. And I just want to know that I would love to be able to encourage you in any way I can. Let me know, like, comment, share on my channel here. Thank you for sharing. I've had several comments that my viewers have been sharing my videos with friends, and that will push it out to more people just automatically if you share the videos on my channel. So as always, until next time, I wish you joy, peace, and hope as you travel through your wheel in your whitest now. Be well, friends.